Just before you get all excited, we love Psalters here on the show. Let's not make any bones about that. But I know you got to be asking yourself, Raph has done so many Psalters and has done so many recently, and it's still not the Psalters we want. Why does he keep doing this? Well, because you guys keep sending me Psalters. I love the Psalms. You love the Psalms. Everyone loves the Psalms. Now, in the English language, the Coverdale's the goat, right? That's the one we've all kind of, whether we realize it or not, we've come up with that translation, being as it's the benchmark for English translations of the Psalms by and large. And even, our beloved Orthodox Psalters sound a lot like the Coverdale. So I was tickled when someone sent me a Coverdale Psalter recently, but it's the new Coverdale Psalter. And immediately I was like, it says new on it. This can't be good. Boy, was I wrong. Welcome back to Orthodox Review, the most uneducated educational program here on the internet today. I am your host, the guy with 1.5 thumbs, and I am so very, very, very pleased that you could join us here today. First and foremost, as always, my love, admiration, and respect to all of our Patreons and other channel supporters, be you channel members, people that throw money in the donation bucket, people that send books, and most importantly, the people that pray. We're running on prayers. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, we're living in a prayer. I'm recording this in the evening for a change, which is why the lighting's good. As I stated in the not so well thought out introduction, we have here a Psalter, the new Coverdale Psalter, which was technically translated and copyrighted in 2019. It wasn't published until 2020. It's from not quite to the Episcopal Church. Just want to let you know right off the bat, I'm very happy with this. And for fans of the Coverdale, you're probably going to want to grab a copy of this despite its hefty price tag. Let's go top down and have a look. All right, so here it is, the new Coverdale Psalter, the Psalms of David. This is published by Anglican House, is the imprint. It's the Anglican Church in America. Technically, it's called Anglican Liturgical Press. Right off the bat, we're going to go through the usual stuff before we get into the translation or modification of translation, as it were. So first and foremost, we actually have dimensions on this one because I was able to get that information. It's 5.4 inches by 7.5 inches, 13-point typeset. It's Smyth Sewn, 240 pages, goat skin. So not like that super supple lambskin, but that hardy goat skin that's going to last you freaking forever as long as you take care of it. It is not a particularly chunky book at all. In fact, it's quite compact. Beautiful gold gilded edges, one ribbon marker. Like I said, it is Smyth Sewn, so do I need to show you this? I mean, you can just beat on this one all day long. Smells good too. Again, and this was a gift. This was sent to me by someone that used it a little bit, so it's actually got a little wear and tear on it. Not as broken in as I thought it would be, but bound in premium goat skin. Okay, so the paper is that thin-ish sort of, not quite Bible paper. It's heavy enough, but yet light enough. We have a little bit in here about the history of the Psalter and what constitutes the new Coverdale. And let me truncate this whole section for you. C.S. Lewis, T.S. Eliot, and a bunch of other people got together and was like, yeah, we can kind of make this sound a little more up-to-date without sacrificing the beauty of the translation, which they did. The Book of Common Prayer that they reference here is the 2019 Book of Common Prayer, which is not the Episcopal Church. It's the Anglican Church in North America. They're one of the splinter groups, one of the more based splinter groups, because at least they're rejecting things like female bishops and gay marriage. But, we're not here to get into why Anglicans have work to be done. What we're here to really take a look at is the translation or modification, I should say, itself. It's also worth noting that the edges here are not rounded, which I kind of like. So when I first started reading through it, I was like, did they really even change anything? Because it reads that well. It reads that close to the original. And in fact, 99%, maybe not 99%, a good chunk of it was just replacing hath with has. So, like, anytime you buy a Psalter, the first Psalms you look at are going to be 1 and 2. They're ingrained in our minds subconsciously because they're the first ones we look at. Psalms 1 and 2. So those are the first ones I looked at too. Blessed is the man who has not walked in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stood on the way of sinners, and has not sat in the seat of the scornful. All right, fair enough. Let's go to the old one. This is a reprint of the original BCP from Cambridge University Press. Blessed is the man that hath not walked in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stood in the way of sinners, and hath not sat in the seat of the scornful. So hath and has are the two major differences we see right away in this translation. Why do the nations so furiously rage together? In the old one, it's why do the heathen so furiously rage together? But then I was like, hey, you know what? Let's check out our Orthodox recension by going to a Psalter of Prayer. For funsies, let's take a look at the Psalter of Prayer. Why have the heathen raged and the peoples imagined vain things? All three of these, based on the original, well, this being the original, and both of these being based on it, read beautifully. Moving right along, I always go to Psalm 50. 50 in the Septuagint, 51 in the Masoretic. We all know this psalm. We love it. We cherish it. It's the one we all know by heart for the most part. So in the new one, have mercy upon me, O God, in your great goodness, according to the multitude of your mercies, wipe away my offenses. It rolls off the tongue. Now, in the original, have mercy upon me, O God, after thy great goodness, according to the multitude of thy mercies, do away with mine offenses. So here we have wipe away my offenses, do away with mine offenses. Subtle changes that are still beautiful. And, for context, have mercy upon me, O God, after thy great goodness, and according to the multitude of thy mercies, do away with mine offenses. What we're seeing now, and actually there's going to be a few more examples in Psalm 51 or 50 in the Septuagint that you will notice are kind of equally as awesome, equally as acceptable, as beautiful and as good. For instance, the original after thy great goodness, it's in your great goodness in the new, but after thy great goodness again in the Psalter for Prayer. Acknowledge my faults, for I acknowledge my faults. This is verse 3, for I acknowledge my faults, and my sin is ever before me. So here we have it again, for I acknowledge my faults, and my sin is ever before me. But if we go in here, all of a sudden now, the translation you would expect to see here is now in here, for I know my fault, singular, and my sin is ever before me. One translation that I kind of know by heart is that of the Boston Psalter, and by proxy, the Psalms used in the St. Tikhon's book, wherein it is, create in me a clean heart, O God. Just like here, create me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. But in the old one, make me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Make me a clean heart, O God. Now, what do we have here? Make me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. So make in me, create in me, make me. All three perfectly acceptable. You know this, and so do I. So that one psalm gives you a fantastic idea of what you're dealing with this Psalter. If you're a Psalter collector, like I'm a Psalter collector, you're going to want to go out and just buy it and get it over with. I would even say if you are in the market for a Psalter with and the numbering isn't an issue for you, and you're looking for something large, readable, yet compact, this is one you might want to consider. It's not cheap. It's $80. This is an $80 Psalter. I would never have been able to afford it, so thank you. You know who you are that sent it. But yeah, for $80, you get something really nice, like really, really, really nice. And of course, as you use it, because it's Smythe Sewn, it will learn to lay flat. Of course, you have the 30-day morning-evening numbering, which, I'll be honest with you, I still follow that more often than not. Sometimes I just don't have it in me to read a whole kathisma. Some people do, some people don't. I don't know, call me what you will, but You know what? I think reading the Psalms over a month is a-okay. You don't have any frills in here. Now, one thing I will say, and I'm sure you've noticed already, is that new Psalm equals new page. I love that. It's not as it doesn't make everything feel rushed, being pressed on you. New Psalm, new page. That's it. 150. Nice blank page here. And then you have the traditional 1-month Psalm cycle, which is nice to have around. What I would like to do is actually do a Septuagint numbering on this for my own personal use. Hey, listen, if you've got $80 and you're into Psalters, go for it. The link will be in the description. I will cherish this. It's beautiful. I love the Coverdale Psalms. I love the old translation, Coverdale. I love the new Coverdale just as much. It is. It's a beautiful translation. It's noble. It's respectful. It doesn't neuter things like some other cringe Psalters do. I don't know. Buy it or don't. Whatever. So there it was. The new Coverdale Psalter. All $80 worth. Anyway, yeah. You know the deal. Once again, thank you all for stopping by and listening to me ramble. On behalf of Spooky Cat, her missing mother, and myself, thank you. Thank you so much again. Continue to pray for us, please. We are praying for you. And don't forget to go to church, say your prayers, and remember,